In this lecture, we are going to learn about divergence and curl of a vector field. So, let us define what is a divergence. The divergence of a continuously differentiable vector point function f vector is denoted by divergence of f vector, and it is defined as divergence of f vector equal to del dot f vector, which is equal to I vector dot dou f vector by dou x plus j vector dot dou f vector by dou y plus k vector dot dou f vector by dou z. And the curl of the vector is given by curl f vector equal to del cross f vector is I vector cross dou f vector by dou x plus j vector cross dou f vector by dou y plus k vector cross dou f vector by dou z. And the physical interpretation of divergence and curl are: divergence v vector gives the rate at which the fluid is originating at a point per unit volume, and curl of any vector point function gives the measure of the angular velocity at any point of the vector field. So, now let us start with the problem. If r vector equal to xi vector plus yj vector plus zk vector, show that del dot r vector equal to 3. So, we know what is del. So, del is nothing but dou by dou x I vector plus dou by dou y j vector plus dou by dou z k vector. So, del dot r vector will be equivalent to dou by dou x I vector dot plus dou by dou y j vector plus dou by dou z k vector dot product with r vector is nothing but xi vector plus yj vector plus zk vector. We know that I dot I is equal to 1, j dot j is equal to 1, k dot k is equal to 1. So, this is nothing but dou by dou x of x plus dou by dou y of y plus dou by dou z of z. So, when you differentiate, you will get 1 plus 1 plus 1. So, this will give you the answer as 3. Therefore, del dot r vector is nothing but 3. And similarly, we need to find del cross r vector. So, now del cross r vector is given by the determinant of, in the first row, it is I vector, j vector, k vector, and in the second row, the components of del, that is dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z, and in the third row, the components of r vector, that is x, y, and z. So, when you expand the determinant, this is I vector of dou by dou y of z. Let me write dou by dou y of z minus dou by dou z of y. And similarly, for the second term, it is minus j vector of dou by dou x of z minus dou by dou z of x. Then plus k vector times dou by dou x of y minus dou by dou y of x. So, this is equivalent to I vector times 0, then minus j vector times 0 plus k vector times 0. Therefore, the answer is 0 vector. So, del cross r vector is nothing but 0 vector. So, now we will move on to the next problem. Here, f vector is given as gradient of some function. Okay. Then we need to find what is divergence of f vector and divergence of curl of f vector. So, now first let us find what is gradient of the function. So, grade of x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz is equivalent to del operated on x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz. So, everybody knows the definition of del is equivalent to dou by dou x of I vector plus dou by dou y of j vector plus dou by dou z of k vector. So, del operator on this is nothing but, let us call this as some function f. So, del f will be dou f by dou x, dou f by dou y, dou f by dou z into k vector. So, when you differentiate this f with respect to x, what will happen? This will be 3x square and this is 0, this is 0. When you come to this term, this will give you minus 3yz. So, this will be 3x square minus 3yz into I vector. When you come to the second term, there is a differentiation with respect to y. So, this will give you 3y square minus 3xz. Then plus, here it is j vector, then plus dou f by dou z. So, when you differentiate this with respect to z, it is 3z square minus 3xy into k vector. So, now this is what your f vector is. F vector is nothing but gradient of small f, that is nothing but 3x square minus 3y is I vector. So this is the expression we have got. Now we need to find divergence of F vector. So divergence of F vector is nothing but del dot product with F vector, that is nothing but dou by dou x of I vector plus dou by dou y j vector plus dou by dou z k vector dot product with the F vector, that is 3x square minus 3yz I vector plus 3y square minus 3xz j vector plus 3z square minus 3xy into k vector. So we know that I dot I is equal to 1, j dot j is equal to 1 and k dot k is equal to 1. Therefore, this is nothing but dou by dou x of this first term. So what is dou by dou x of this first term? When you differentiate this with respect to x, this term with respect to x, what will you get? This will be 6x. And when you come to this term, it is a differentiation with respect to y. When you differentiate this term with respect to y, you will get plus 6y, and the next term is a differentiation with respect to z. So this is nothing but plus 6z. So this is nothing but 6 times of x plus y plus z. So del dot F vector is nothing but 6 times of x plus y plus z. Now we will find what is curl F vector. Curl F vector is nothing but del cross F vector. So this is nothing but the determinant of I vector, j vector, k vector, then the components of del, that is dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z, then the components of F vector, that is 3x square minus 3yz, and for the second term 3y square minus 3xz, then 3z square minus 3xy. So this is equivalent to I vector times differentiate dou by dou y of this term. So dou by dou y of this term will give you minus 3x, then minus dou by dou z of this term will give you minus 3x. So minus 3x into minus 3x will give you plus 3x. Then minus j vector times differentiation of x. So when you differentiate this term with respect to x, you will get minus 3y. So this is minus 3y, then minus dou by dou z of this term will give you minus 3y. So minus 3y, minus into minus 3y will be plus 3y. Then plus k vector times dou by dou x of this term is minus 3z. Then dou by dou y of this term is minus 3z again. Minus into minus 3z will give you plus 3z. So this is nothing but 0 I vector minus 0 j vector plus 0 k vector. This is nothing but 0 vector. Therefore, curl of F vector is equivalent to 0 vector. Now we will move on to the next problem. If F vector equal to x plus y plus 1 into I vector plus j vector minus x plus y into k vector, show that F vector dot curl F vector equal to 0. So we need to find the dot product of F vector with curl F vector. So F vector is already available and we are supposed to find what is curl F vector. So first let us find what is curl F vector. Curl F vector is nothing but del cross F vector. This is equivalent to determinant I vector, j vector, k vector, dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z, and F vector is nothing but x plus y plus 1, and the component of j is 1 and the component of k is minus of x plus y. So when you expand the determinant, this is I vector times, when you differentiate this term with respect to y, this will give you minus 1, and when you, this is nothing but dou by dou z of a constant is 0, then minus j vector times dou by dou x of this term will give you minus 1, and this way dou by dou z of this term will give you 0. Then plus k vector times dou by dou x of 1 is 0 minus dou by dou y is 1. Okay. So this is going to give you minus I vector minus j into minus 1 is plus j vector and minus k vector. Therefore, F vector dot curl F vector is equivalent to, F vector is already there in the equation, that is x plus y plus 1 into I vector plus j vector minus x plus y into k vector dot product with minus I plus j minus k. So this is equivalent to, when you take the dot product, this is minus I. So this is going to be minus x plus y plus 1, and j dot j, that is nothing but 1, and here minus into minus will become plus x plus y. So all the terms will get cancelled. So this is going to give you the answer as 0. Therefore, the value of f vector dot curl f vector is nothing but 0. So this is the answer for this problem, right?